one oversight on my part is I never introduced Granville Houston, our camera operator. So I'd like to thank him. So the fourth speaker is Deji Wesey doing speech project number 4. How to say it. The title of the speech is Nigerian Natural Disaster. And his response on the question is that visual aesthetics are important to him as a creative person. The appearance of his dwelling and surroundings is important because that influences what he actually creates. Welcome, Deji.
When I travel to gain peace of mind. I travel to gain perspective on life. I took a trip to Nigeria a few years ago, and I gained peace of mind. But what is that? What is peace of mind? Peace of mind is what you get when you're able to disconnect from the daily routine of I'm driving to work, I'm at work, busyness is all over the place, I'm going to lunch with this person, then after work I'm going to the gym, and I'm going to dinner with that person, you do that all week, and then on the weekend I'm hiking with this person, I gotta go to my niece's birthday, and by the time Sunday afternoon comes, you realize in a few hours, I gotta do this thing all over again, right? There's no time for you to sit there and reflect on who you are, what's going on in your life, and where you're going. When I took this trip to Nigeria, I was able to attain peace of mind. But the interesting thing, when you attain peace of mind, is that fellow Toastmasters, and most welcome guests. Imagine that all happened at the same time. Imagine that you lived in a place that did not have consistent electricity. Imagine that you could be sitting at home watching your favorite television show, and then all of a sudden, boom, the TV goes off, the fan turns off, the AC goes out, and it's just you sitting in a dark room. Or imagine you were having dinner at your favorite restaurant, eating a delicious meal, and all of a sudden, boom, the lights go out, and maybe at best you'd be having a candlelight dinner. Or even worse, if you were at work giving a presentation, and the lights went out right in your presentation, all of a sudden it's bye-bye PowerPoint. It's done. It's over. This is a reality that modern day Nigerians are dealing with every day. When I traveled to Nigeria, I learned a lot about the country and the people. The people seem to be the most interesting thing about Nigeria. In fact, one day I went to visit an attorney there. I wanted to meet some people that she knew. I wanted her to introduce me, so I went and sat down with her and had a talk with her. And she started telling me about Nigeria and how it has a beautiful landscape, and telling me about all the great food and places to go, things to see. And she also said that the people in Nigeria are very interesting. But also, she mentioned that Nigeria has no natural disasters. Now that was very interesting. Being from LA, we're most known for our earthquakes, right? That's a big thing in our lives. So for me, hearing that, I was like, whoa, that's pretty interesting fact. Okay, so she followed that up with a story. She says she's building a church in Nigeria, and she hired a Nigerian electrician. She hired a South African carpenter. She had already built a church in South Africa, so she hired this carpenter. Flew the carpenter in and was paying for his hotel room to stay in Nigeria, and he had been there for a week already. He was supposed to have already started work on his part of the project, but he could not do his work because the Nigerian electrician she hired went missing for 3 weeks. She had already paid him for the job, for half of the job, and he went and disappeared for 3 weeks. She found out that he had already started working on another project. With this, she said, Nigeria has no natural disasters, but Nigeria's people are its natural disaster. I thought this was something very funny to say about people, but through that experience and through many other experiences I had during my trip to Nigeria, I realized that this was true. Through those experiences, I gained perspective about my life here in the US. And I began to appreciate my life here more because we do have consistent electricity, and I'm not giving that up for anything. And although we do have our issues, whether it be social or political, we also have a voice to speak about, whatever it is that bugs us, right? And although we do have our earthquakes, probably for me, my most comfortable natural disaster, we as a people are not our natural disaster. Mr. Toastmaster.